व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. So we are continuing the story of Ajamila, Canto 6, first chapter, 38th verse. Shri Vishnu Duta Uchuhu Yuyam Veva Dharmarajasya Yedi Nirdeshakarinah Bruta Dharmasya Nah Tattvam Yat Adharmasya Lakshanam. Shri Vishnu Duta Uchuhu, the blessed messengers of Lord Vishnu spoke, Yuyam, all of you, Vai, indeed, Dharma Rajasya, of King Yamraja, who knows the religious principles, Yadi, if, Nirdeshakarina, order carriers, Bruta, just speak Dharmasya, of religious principle, Naha, unto us, Tattvam, the truth, Yat, that, which, Cha, also, Adharmasya, of impious activities, Lakshanam, symptoms. The blessed translation, the blessed messengers of Lord Vishnu, the Vishnu Dutas said, if you are actually servants of Yamraja, you must explain to us the meaning of religious principles and the symptoms of irreligion. This inquiry by the Vishnu Dutas to the Yamudutas is most important. A servant must know the instructions of his master. The servants of Yamraja claim to be carrying out the orders of, and therefore the Vishnu Dutas were very intelligently asked them to explain the symptoms of religious and irreligious principles. A Vaishnava knows these principles perfectly well because he is well acquainted with the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja, Bhagavad Gita 18.66. But give up all other varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. Therefore, surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the actual principle of religion. Those who have surrendered to the principle of material nature instead of to Krishna are all impious, regardless of their material position. Unaware of the principles of religion, they do not surrender to Krishna, and therefore they are considered sinful rascals, the lowest of men, and fools bereft of all knowledge. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 7.15, Namam dushkrita no mudha prapadyante naradhamaha maya aparata jnana asuram bhavam ashritaham. These miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest among making mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. One who has not surrendered to Krishna does not know the true principle of religion. Otherwise, he would have surrendered. The question posed by the Vishnu Dutas was very suitable. One who represents someone else must fully know that person's mission. The devotees in the Krishna consciousness movement must therefore be fully aware of the mission of Krishna and Lord Chaitanya. Otherwise, they will be considered foolish. All devotees, especially preachers, must know the philosophy of Krishna consciousness so as not to be embarrassed and insulted when they preach. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta Parampara. Om Agyanti Mirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swa Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsham Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cham Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Now we'll listen to Prabhupada lecture on this particular shloka.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagwatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 38, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on June 4th, 1976, in Los Angeles.
The blessed messengers of Lord Vishnu, the Vishnu Dutas, said, "If you are actually servants of Yamaraja, you must explain to us the meaning of religious principles and the symptoms of irreligion."
Sri Vishnu Duta Uvaj Uchu Jiyang Vai Dharmarajasya Jadi Nirdeshakarina Brita Dharmasya Na Satyam Jat Cha Adharmasya Lakshanam. They challenge, the Jamadutas challenge, who are you interfering in our business? They have come to arrest him. So, before talking, the counter challenge was that you spoke that we are servants of Dharmaraj. See, it is his jurisdiction. This person is impious. So, this is the jurisdiction of Dharmaraj. He has to try the case and give him punishment. The criminal department, law and order. So you cannot interfere with us. Therefore the challenge is replied by Vishnu Duta that if you are actually representative of Dharmaraj, who tries the case of Dharma and Adharma, first of all explain what is Dharma and what is Adharma. This is very nice challenge. Suppose if somebody, if you say that we are Krishna conscious persons, so one may challenge you, first of all explain what do you know about Krishna. That is quite natural. If you do not know about Krishna, you have no right to say that I belong to the Krishna consciousness movement. You have no right to say. So your position is like that. Simply, if you have a tilak and a kanthi, that does not mean that you belong to the Krishna consciousness movement. Any cheater can do that. He must know the philosophy. If one challenges, he must reply. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has sung a song indicating these cheaters. He said, "Eo to ek kolir chala." Here is a servant of Koli. What kind of chala? Nake tilak, golay mala. And he has got a tilak and golay mala. That's all. He does not know what is the philosophy. If you do not know the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, if you simply mark your body with tilak and kanthi, then you are not proper servant. You are not qualified. So, tilak mala is necessary. Just like a policeman, a bogus man, if he dresses like a policeman, he is not policeman. He must know what is the police law, criminal law, who is to be punished, who is not to be punished, what is criminality, what is innocence, all these things he must know. So here is a very good challenge that you are talking that you are the servant of Dharmaraj. I know Dharmaraj. It is not that, because they must know they are coming from Lord Vishnu, and they know that everyone is servant of Krishna. Ekola Ishwar Krishna Arasa Britto. Jare jaiche nachaye se taiche kare nritya. Chaitanya Chaitanya. The master is one, Krishna or God. There cannot be two masters. That is not possible. Or two gods. You cannot say, in our faith, God is like this. That is nonsense. God is one. You cannot say, in our country, gold is like this. No, gold is everywhere the same. Either in your country or my country, it doesn't matter. Gold is gold everywhere. You cannot say Christian gold, Muslim gold and Hindu gold. No. Similarly, you cannot say Hindu God, Muslim God, Christian God. No, God is one. Otherwise, there is no God. The definition of God is Eka Brahma Ditya Nasti. There cannot be any competitor of God. Just like nowadays so many rascals are coming, presenting, I am God. Oh, what kind of God you are? You must check before accepting one rascal as God. What is God? The description of God is there in the Shastra. Jasyaika nishasita kalam athavalamba jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanatha. That is God. While He is breathing, millions of universes are coming with exhaling. And when He is inhaling, billions of universes are going with Him. Can you show like that? That is also not original God. That is plenary expansion of God. Jasyaika nishasita kalam athavalamba jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanatha. Vishnu mahalajaya jasakala visita. This transaction is going on in the body of Mahavishnu. The material world is being created and annihilated. When there is exhaling, the universes are coming into existence. When there is inhaling, it is all finished. But this material world is like that. It is not permanent. Everyone got that experience. Your body, it has the beginning at a certain date from your father and mother. It stays for some time, it develops, it gives some byproducts, then it becomes old and it finishes. This is material body. Everyone knows it. Similarly, the whole cosmic manifestation, whatever seeing so big thing, it may be very big thing, but the process is the same. Either you take the body of an ant, or you take the body of Brahmaji, or the process is the same, rules and regulations. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi. There is no change. So that is God. The God is producing by His exhaling, inhaling, so many universes. Why should you take such a cheap God? As soon as the God has got some toothache, he goes to the dentist and he's God. Don't take such cheap gods. We don't take. At least we Krishna conscious person. Just to accept Krishna God, Arjuna, he knew that Krishna is God. Therefore, he requested Krishna, my dear Krishna, can you show me your form, how you are universally working? And he showed his universal form, how it is working. That is described in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Why? Arjuna knew from the very beginning that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. I am His servant. But either by Krishna's Yogamaya or Arjuna's humility, he played that my family is more important than yourself. He played like that. And at last he agreed that Karishe Vachanamita. So Krishna and Arjuna, they're teaching us by playing. Because Krishna can play with his devotee, not with others. Most confidential devotee. What he wants to teach. So Arjuna presented himself as ordinary human being. He is not ordinary human being. He is personal friend of Krishna. He cannot be bewildered, but he played the part of ordinary being. That I have got attachment with my family, why shall I kill them by your order? And what is this, what is that? So many, you know, Bhagavad Gita, there are questions and answers. And at last, Krishna said that, give up this foolishness, surrender unto me. So, agreed, Arjuna. That is perfection. That is perfection. So, here, the same thing. Krishna said, Krishna described what is the meaning of Dharma. Here the question is, that each
Hare Krishna. So, can someone summarize what we have heard till now? Someone can start, please. This is about the story of Ajamila, wherein the Yamadutas were prevented by Vishnu Dutas in a very grave voice, just like the soundings of the rumblings of the cloud. That is how it was explained in the previous verse. And so Yamadutas were surprised why someone can interfere in the order of Yamaraja. So either it could be demigods or sub-demigods or the best of the devotees. And so they had asked the Vishnu Dutas why they have stopped them from taking away the soul of Ajamil. And then they were also surprised with the four-handed form, beautiful nature of Vishnu Dutas. And in the purport in last lecture, we heard how Prabhupada has mentioned that everyone in the Vaikuntha, including all of us, when we go there successfully, will be four-handed just like Krishna. The only difference between Krishna and us will be the Kaustubman. And so when they were asked about this, the Vishnu Dutas have just smiled, and in return they have now asked question to the Yamadutas. If you are servants of Dharmaraja, then explain what is Dharma and Adharma. And then Prabhupada is giving the explanation further. So can someone please start summarizing what we have heard till now?
Recording in progress.
Hare
अरे मैं
Krishna
जो भी बोल
Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, काफी अच्छा समराइज किया आपने हिंदी में. Can other devotees please add the other points of the lecture today? So, I'll summarize few of the points which we heard. So here Prabhupada ji has further explained how just symbolism is not everything. So when we talk about symbolism, he is giving us the example of how do we identify devotees. So generally we say that if someone has applied a tilak and has a kanti, then it means that you are to the Krishna consciousness movement. But no, that is not all. Because even policeman dresses are available, and any person who is not a policeman can buy that dress and wear it. It does not mean that he is a policeman. He is considered policeman only when he has the knowledge of the rules, the laws, the regulations, what is legal, what is illegal, what is innocence, what is crime. So similarly, just symbolically having kanti and a tilak should not make us to be considered as a devotee. Any cheater can do that. So what is important is that we must know the philosophy, because if someone challenges, we must be able to reply. And that is why Bhakti Vinod Thakur had sung a song about these so-called cheaters who were just showing that they are devotees. So he's read, Yei eto eka kalera chela, kalira chela. Here is a servant of Kali. And what kind of a chela? He further says, Nate tilala golaya mala. He has got a tilak and golai mala, but that's all. He does not know what is the philosophy. So if you do not know this philosophy of Krishna consciousness and simply mark the body with tilak and kanti, then we are not proper servant. We are not qualified. So that was first important point which Prabhupada ji mentioned. Because if you are servants, then we must know our master's philosophy. Would someone like to add another point about how Krishna is the real God, which was mentioned in the lecture? Okay. The other point which was mentioned was from Chaitanya Charitamrita, wherein Prabhupada ji has quoted this verse, Ekale Ishwara Krishna Are Sabha Bhratya Yeche Nachaya Sataiche Krare Nritya. So the master is one, Krishna or God. And that is what the definition of God is, which is also given in the other Vedas. Eko Brahma Dvitiya Nasti. And in Brahma Samhita, the description of God is that Yaseka Nishashvita Kalam Athavalambya Jivanti Lomo Vilaja Jagad Andamahatah Sarva Mahavishnu. That this whole universe is what is residing in Mahavishnu. So when he exhales, the universes are created, and when he inhales, the universes are getting destroyed. So all these definitions are there, all these explanations are there. And then Prabhupada further explains that since, as Mataji rightly said, Arjuna was aware of the position of Krishna. So he asked Krishna, please show us the universal form. And then Krishna showed the universal form. The complete information is there in the 11th chapter. So in fact, I'll request that let us take this as homework today. Why don't we read 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita today and understand about the universal form of Krishna. So we'll continue the lecture further.
If you are servant of Dharmaraj, then explain what is Dharma and Adharma. Dharma means religiosity and Adharma means non-religiosity. What is Adharma? Everything is, because this world is duality. If there is black, there is white. If there is good, there is bad. If there is father, there is son. Otherwise there is no meaning of son. Father. I am father, bachelor daddy. No. If you are father, you must have a son. If you are a son, then you must have a father. If the son says, I dropped from the sky, how it is possible? This Rascal says. There is no creator. How is that? There is no creator. First of all, prove that you have no creator. Your father has created. How you can say there is no creator? The silent, the Rascal is silent. You are talking of there is no creator, but yourself you are created by your father. So these rascals are talking foolishly and other foolish persons are accepting them. But how we are not so intelligent. Our answer is that you say there is no creator, then how you are created. It may be we are rascals also, but this is our simple question. So this morning I was asking that why there is Sunday first and Monday second. Who can answer? Is there anyone in this meeting who can answer this simple question? Why all over the world everyone accepts Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sombar, Mangolbar, Budbar, it's the same thing. There may be different language and Saturday is last. Why this arrangement? Who can answer? Is there anyone? I've asked this simple question to someone, even Swarup Damodar, our doctor, PhD, he has not yet answered. And I've asked this question to Dr. Wolf also. He is not present here.
Someone has an answer.
You have got answer? But that is your sentiment. Speak scientifically. Nowadays, the scientific days, you have to speak scientifically. Yes, that is it. Anyway, he has got the right to ask that you are representing Dharmaraj. First of all, explain what is Dharma. Then he shall understand that you are representative or order carrier or servant of Dharmaraj. That will be explained. So here in the Bhagavad Gita, we also can understand what is Dharma. This is the question and answer between Jamadut. But if you are a serious student of Bhagavad Gita, we can understand what is Dharma. Krishna says in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, Jada jada hi dharma saglani bhavati bharata abhutthanam adharmasya. Just like this world is duality. If you are sick, that means you are not healthy. And if you are healthy, then you are not sick. Duality. There are two things, sickness and health. So if you are really religious, you are not religious. Non-religious, not non-religious, too negative, make one positive. So, two things are there, religiosity and non-religiosity. So, the duality. So, Krishna says two things. The jada jada hi dharma saglani bhavati. When there are discrepancies in the matter of executing religious principle. So there is religion. Jada jadai dharma saglani. Glani means discrepancies. When there is discrepancies of principles and abhutthanam adharmasya, and the society is prominent in doing sinful activities. Abhutam. If you are not religious, then there must be irreligious. Two things are there. If there is no light, it is darkness. If it is not darkness, there is light. Similarly, two things cannot go. Either you are a demon or you are Krishna conscious, godly. This is the conclusion. Do udasargo loke daiva asurevat. There are two kinds of men in this world. Not in this world, throughout the whole universe. Two kinds. Not hard. What is that? Daiva asura. One is godly, another is demon.
Hare Krishna. So can someone summarize what we have heard now? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, ma'am.
So Prabhuji, the Vishnu Dutas are asking the Yamadutas. So if you are Dharmaraj's servants, then you explain to us what is Dharma. So basically, they have to know the philosophy. And here Prabhupada is also mentioning that if there is a father, then there has to be a son, and if there is a son, there is a father. So basically, he is explaining the concept of the deities that whether they have fallen from the sky. How is it possible? So basically, he's just mentioning that if there is a son, then there has to be a father. So when you are accepting that you are the son, you have a father, then automatically, then you cannot come directly in this material world without a father who has created. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Very rightly said. Can someone add other points, please?
Yeah, it was Hare Krishna Prabhuji. It was also mentioned that Krishna has come for two things to this world. So whenever there is a decline in the religious principles, or whenever there are bad practices in the name of religion, so he would come by himself, or one of his incarnations would come there to save this religious principles. So,
Yes,
and also
Prabhuji.
he has mentioned that there can be only two kinds of persons. One demonic, or the other one could be godly or saintly people, or who are followers of Krishna or Krishna consciousness people.
Rightly said, Prabhuji. Anyone would like to add any other points?
हरे कृष्णा, दंडवत प्रणाम। प्रभुपद जी बता रहे हैं इस श्लोक में, अभी प्रभु जी ने ही बताया कि दो प्रकार के दुनिया में, ना कि दुनिया में, पूरे यूनिवर्स में दो प्रकार के लोग रहते, एक दैवी शक्ति वाले और एक असुरी शक्ति वाले। इसका वर्णन इस श्लोक में किया गया है। द्वैत रहता ही है, हर चीज को दो बाजुएं रहती है। जैसे बोलते हैं ना कि नाण्याच्या दोन बाजू असतात, एक हेड आणि एक टेल, वैसे हर चीज को दो ये रहती है, अच्छा भी और बुरा भी। उसी में से हमें क्या अच्छा है हमारे लिए भक्ति में आगे बढ़ने के लिए, वो हमें चूज करना है। ये उसमें से सीखने को मिलता है हमें। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it's not audible.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. I think it is audible now. Yeah. So there was one more point wherein Prabhupada ji asked, very subtle it was very subtle voice. Why Sunday first and Monday second? Why it is not that Monday we start with Monday first and then comes Sunday? So he had asked this to many doctors, learned philosophers and everyone, but no one could answer. So he was inquiring why it is there. So the answer was also given in the lecture. It was very subtle voice. The answer is, it is based on the what I'll say, sequence of the planets. So first you have moon, sun, Surya, then Mangal. So in that sequence, so that is how it all came in. The first is the sun, then Venus, then Mangal, Mars, and so on. So that is how the days have been there. So basically, it's all order of Krishna. He has created everything. That is what Prabhupada ji indirectly referred again in that part when he was talking. So we'll continue further to the third part of the lecture now.
So what is the difference? The Vishnu Bhakta Bhavedaiva, those who are devotees of the Supreme Lord, they are called demigods or godly. And Asurastad Viparjaya, and those who are opposite number, they are demons. So we have got two tests. One test is sufficient. If one is not devotee, if one is not Krishna conscious, he is a demon. Finish our conclusion. We simply ask whether you are Krishna conscious, whether you know Krishna. If he says, no, I don't know. I think our Shamsundar's daughter, she used to preach. She used to go to any elderly person when she was 4 years old. Do you know Krishna? You see. So he says, no, I don't. He's a Supreme Personality of God. This is Krishna. Finish preaching. A child can preach. A child can understand. Do you know God? No, you are a demon. Finish. Where is the difficulty? As soon as you say, I do not know God, you are a demon. First class demon. I am scientist, you are Rascal. I have studied, I have got my degrees. Maya, Parita Jnana. Rascal, you have studied so long, simply waste of time. Your real knowledge is taken away. Because you do not know God. That is described. We have got very simple test in Krishna consciousness movement. How to distinguish between an intelligent man and a rascal. As soon as we understand that he is not Krishna conscious, he is a rascal. There is no need of tasting. Even though he is MA, PhD, DSc and so on, still we shall call him a rascal. This is an open challenge. It is not secret. How? That the Chanakya Pandit has said, Tajo Dujjana Sangsargam Vidyapi Alankritasam. He very nicely says that the rascal and fools must give up their company. Tajo Dujjana Sangsargam. No, I have got many friends, they are university educated. That there is a Vidyaya Alankrito Kisan, even they are with degrees of MA, PhD. Tajodujjana Sangsargam, but Vidyaya Alankrito Kisan, even he is educated, so-called educated, he is not educated. Anyone who does not know about God, he is not educated, he is rascal. This is our conclusion. Not our conclusion, this is Shastra conclusion. So, he has got so many degrees and he is a rascal and he is Dujjana, a bad man. Yes. Why? Now, Monina Bhusito Sarpa, Kimo Sauna Bhayankara. Suppose a serpent He has got a gem on his head. Is it not fearful? Very good example. Suppose a snake comes here and it has a jewel on the head. So will we all safe? No. He's dangerous. So that is going on. So-called educated scientists, degrees, what they are doing? Atom bomb, kill men. This is a scientific discovery. That you can kill a man with a knife, one man or two men. Now we have got scientific discovery, millions of men in a moment. Come on, discover. Now why don't you discover something that millions of hospital disease men can be brought into life again? Immediately, that we cannot do. And killing is going on. What you have discovered? So this is the scientific. Discover something and declare that there is no more death. Here is medicine. Then that is scientific discovery. What is this nonsense? People are dying. And you have discovered something to facilitate death. Is that discovery? Therefore there is a snake with jewel. That's all. They are not gentlemen. A gentleman thinks that I shall kill so many persons by dropping one atom bomb. I have discovered such a nonsense thing. And they are going on as scientists. So be careful. They are like snakes with jewel on the head. That's all. So they do not know. So here we must know what is Dharma and what is Adharma. Simply rubber stamp. I am Christian, I am Hindu, I am Muslim, I am this. Like this, tilak and mala. No, you must know the science. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends, Jai Krishna Tattva-vetta, Sai Guru Ho. Any person who knows about Krishna perfectly well, he is Guru. That's all. He is Guru. So you have to learn the science. What is Dharma, what is religion, what is God. That is human life. Simply talking on nonsense, there is no God and there is no creation. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. The human life is very, very valuable. This is the time. In cats and dogs' life, we cannot invite the cats and dogs in this temple and take this lesson of Bhagavad and Bhagavad Gita. We invite human beings. We invite human beings because there is chance. Tato Brahma Jigyasa. A human being can understand what is God, what I am, what is my relationship with God. And if we act according to that, our life is successful. Simply denying God and manufacturing atom bomb and killing, is that civilization? No. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So can someone summarize, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So basically he speaks about two kinds of men. One is the Deva kind of men and the second is the demon kind. So in this context, he is speaking about scientists. Scientists, though they acquire so many degrees, they are still, they are covered by Maya. They are Maya Aprata Jnana because they don't know who is God. In spite of doing all this, so he also mentions about a 4-year-old girl who was able to easily take the test of finding out whether a person is Deva or Asura. Just by asking the simple question, do you know Krishna? If a person knows Krishna, then he is the Deva category, comes in the Deva category. Otherwise, he comes in the demon category. So that is a simple test. Whether a 4-year-old does or anybody else does, Srila Prabhupada mentions that this is the test. You could be a scientist, you could be anybody, but anybody great in this material world still does not matter. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions one who knows Krishna Tattva only he is a guru. And so that is the basically the dharma is that sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. So basically we know from Bhagavad Gita what is dharma. And in the context of the Vishnu Dutas asking the Yamadutas, he is explaining this, Hare Krishna. And the main this thing of a human being is Atato Brahma Jigyasa, is to inquire about Brahman. Otherwise, there is no point in being a human, having a human life, which is very valuable. Because he also mentions that cats and dogs in house, you cannot call to the temple and take a class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, very nicely and aptly summarized in very small, most of the points. Would someone like to add anything else? If
One
remaining?
thing I just want to add, Prabhuji, he was also mentioning about Tyaga Durjana Samsargam. So we should not keep the company of the bad people. As Mataji already explained, like there are two kind of people, one who are followers of Vishnu or Krishna Tattva, and the others are demonic people. So we need to refrain the company of bad things. So all these material sciences who do create the atom bombs and which are not useful to the material life or human life. So we should refrain the company of those people. He was also challenging, Prabhupada was also challenging to this scientist, so-called scientists, to invent something which would be useful, something medicine which would ensure like there won't be any further death instead of creating these atom bombs or which would destroy the world. So yeah, someone can continue from here on.
Very rightly said, Prabhuji. In fact, he goes a step further and says, Shikshana api sana. Even those who are educated, Videya api alankruto sana. That is what was the exact wordings. So even those who are educated, but they are not understanding what is Krishna principle, even they have to be tyaja. That is, you should avoid even their company. And that is why the other example was given of the serpent. Can someone summarize that other example? Okay. The other example was Manina Bhushitah Sarpah Kimasau Na Bhayankara. So he says that if a serpent comes, then serpent, definitely any serpent is enemy. He will bite us and will die. So, but if the serpent is having a jewel on his head, would you consider that serpent as safe for you? Definitely no, because his nature is not going to change. So similarly, Prabhupada says that these scientists, they have been discovering so many things, but then it is for destruction and not for creation. So they are just like snakes, is what Prabhupada declares. Because finally, what they are discovering is something which is facilitating death. Well, ideally, people are already dying. So what is the use of all those things? They are simply like the snake with the jewels. So we have to be careful with all the scientists as well. Because ideally, if they are scientists, then they should discover how there can be no more death. Then that will be medicine. And that will be scientific discovery. But that is not possible, because in the first part, Prabhupada has clearly said, even in Brahma Loka, even Brahma, he also suffers from the same things. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. And that is going on. And Krishna is finally one. God is one. It's not that there is a Muslim, just like we don't have Muslim gold, Christian gold, Jewish gold, Hindu gold. Gold is gold. Similarly, God is God. So there's no differentiation between, say, Hindu God or Muslim God. It is only one and only one. Only one is God. That is important. So, and this knowledge is important, as Mataji is summarized properly. Athato Brahma Jitnyasa is something which only humans can do. And so we are supposed to be having this Nityam Bhagavata Seva, which we are already successfully doing every day, coming together, having this association. And we will also successfully pass this final exam with this sincerity that we are showing now, and go back to Vaikuntha Loka and be in that Param form, where we'll be always happy, Sachidananda, along with Krishna, serving him. Because we are now accepting this relationship of ours, we are understanding this truth. That is what is important. And that is why we have these sessions every day. Even in the evening, 7:30, we have started this Gita session by Prabhuji, He takes it Gita Rasamalai. So please take the benefit of that 7:30 p.m. class. Then we also have a class at 8 p.m. So these are all small classes which will help us to grow further. And if possible, we should come physically to temple and take association of devotees and Prabhuji, because it all brings about that Chetodarpan Marjana. And that's very important, because these small associations help us win what I'll say, giving up the association of the Durjanas and those who call themselves educated but actually are not educated. So this is how we have to continue the seva and the service and have knowledge, which is very important, because that is what this shloka has said. Because Vishnu Dutas are directly asking the Yamdutas, if you are servants of Dharma Raja, then please tell us what is Dharma and what is Adharma, because that is their duty. So similarly, if we are going to be in this real identity of ours is that we are servant of Krishna, then we also need to understand who is Krishna, what is his philosophy, what is his order. And that is what we are every day doing with these sessions. So I thank everyone for sincerely coming and attending the sessions every day, and request that you attend many more sessions. If you are not able to attend, then at least have the association going on. The science today has helped us in having these interactions very properly. So in previous lecture, we heard Prabhupada ji say that whatever is used in Krishna, whatever is for Krishna, that is Dharma, and whatever is not used for Krishna, that is Adharma. So this Zoom platform, when we are using for interacting and talking about Krishna, it is Dharma. But if same Zoom platform is used for something unethical activities, then that is not Dharma. That would be irreligion, Adharma. So that is a simple test. So let us practice this, use all whatever we have, get the benefit of association, physical or at least Shravanam, by listening as much as we can. Even while we are doing work, we can have the lectures going on, the kirtanas going on, so that slowly and steadily there is Chetodarpan Marjana. Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone. We'll meet again in the evening at 7:30 p.m. Hari Bol.